All right, let's see if this works. What's up? What's up? I am just, well, setting up my stream that didn't start. That didn't start because I gave it the wrong output because I'm an idiot. And I'm trying to see if I could fix my mistake. Praetor, why isn't it easier to live stream on YouTube than it should be? Here we go. Hey, there I am. Now I'm live. Woof. What a giant pain in the butt. All right, I think it all should be here. YouTube success moves. You know what it is? I don't know if you've ever streamed as YouTube as a creator, but it's a pain. Let me see. You know how, dude, for Praetor, you know how on Twitch, you could just jump right in? It's like you press the button and you are live. It is that like once you've done setting it up once, you set it up the one time and that's it. That's all that needs doing. From then on out, you could always tweak things in the future, but from then on out, for the most part, all you have to do is just press the button and you are live to everyone. On YouTube, you can do that, but your YouTube thumbnail is going to look the same. And your YouTube thumbnail will look exactly the same, and then your audience who might want to watch the VOD later won't have any way of differentiating between any of your live videos besides the date. The date might change, but everything else will be exactly the same. So you have to make a custom thumbnail. You have to make a custom thumbnail every day, and that stinks. That stinks. I hate it. But also, because I'm going live on YouTube and Twitch at the same time, I have a program that I use that I stream to this website first and foremost, and then the website kind of splits up my stream on its own. But this also is an additional headache because now I need to make the YouTube thumbnail, get the YouTube live ready for me to go to it before I start streaming, and then I need to go to my website where I broadcast to directly and then link that up. Be like, okay, when I start broadcasting, when the broadcast hits you need to output my source to this very specific pre-made YouTube video. It's a huge pain in the ass, man. It's a giant headache. Matt, did you guess that I did not sleep normal last night and slept during the day again like an animal?
Judging by the time, yeah, I presumed.
Yeah.
It's not, well, I mean, it's, it's nocturnal, but we're all animals, right?
We're the nocturnal animal.
It sounds like a late 90s shitty punk band. We're nocturnal animal, and this is love not war.
1, 2, 3, 4. Cue the fucking slow, sad boy rock.
Yeah, you think it's fast paced. It's just like, my heart was ramped out. We get it.
What is up, Gers? What's up, Gers? Gers is short for tigers. I don't know if you knew that. Yeah, she's of the Orient, and tiger is her it's her birth year.
Birth year?
Yeah.
The tiger?
Yeah, the year of the tiger.
I don't know what I was. I think I might be a snake.
Haha. Gers has to watch an ad.
I started watching that Guillermo del Toro's Tales from the Crypt.
Yeah, Tales from the Curious Crypt.
Basically, is what it is, dude, and it's like him too. Like he starts off every episode, and he's just like, "Can you imagine?" And he's with his awesome accent.
Oh, he starts out narrating it like it's a like it's the like Twilight
Zone type shit. Yeah, it's
imagine
cool.
If you will.
Yeah, but it's Guillermo del Toro, so he's just like, fundamentally, we don't believe in these things. And it's like, oh man,
They
I love
don't?
this guy.
Then he doesn't believe in
Well, he's talking about people in general. See, that's the whole. Remember, that was the whole thing behind Twilight Zone, where it's just like, as humans, we don't perceive these things, but there is another dimension.
Oh, right. Be right back. Hey, here. I wonder how long the ads are for KG.
78 minutes.
Twitch auto puts them in there.
Yeah.
Twitch is like, do you want ads playing during stream? I'm like, I don't care. And you're
I
like,
think
all
I
right.
accidentally ran an ad today, bro. My finger slipped on my stream deck.
There were 5
Yeah.
ads for me. What the fuck?
That's a lot of pre-roll.
How do you? Can you like fucking
What's
like?
up, John?
I gotta have to look at how to fucking calm that down, dude.
There-
That's too much.
You can specifically, I know the pre-roll. You can kind of adjust it.
I don't think I have a pre-roll.
No,
It wasn't a
it's
pre-roll.
an
Yeah, it wasn't a
option.
pre-roll.
Oh.
Yeah, no, I didn't set up any pre-rolls. Phew. Yikes. Rudy, how's your streams been, Matt? Oh, Rudy, hooking up girls. Thank you, Rudy.
Pretty good. We did Arma today, but it was a Halloween op, so I got to shoot a lot of fucking zombies. And some of them shot back. Also, the mod they were using, for whatever reason, was under Matrix rules. So if you died in game, your actual game crashed.
Holy shit.
So we were getting members of the squad getting killed, and then they were like, be right back, gotta reboot.
Oof.
And they had to fucking reboot the game to even launch back into the server. I didn't die because I had a heavy machine gun and I don't miss. But yeah, no, it's fun as fuck. I always enjoy Armor though.
This ninja don't miss. Eric Weathers Art. Hello, EWA. Welcome. Scooby Club says, if you watch via one of the multi-Twitch sites, you get no adverts. Which is good news. Go multi-Twitch then. I'm all for it. I do not care if you use ad blocker on any of my stuff. Lord knows I do. Rudy says,
bro, that's rude.
Rudy says, of course, gotta support our community. Oh, Rudy, sweetheart. You married an angel of a woman, friend.
Yeah, poor her.
Yeah, no, I say the same for mine. You're locked in now. Now there's no escape.
You signed the deal with the devil, baby.
If I ever go out with you guys, Rudy is drinking for free. Oh.
Yeah, I gotta get more wine for her tomorrow. She likes this peach wine from Sam's Club.
Hey, listen. I bet it sounds delicious. I was never much of a wine guy. You know, it's like, oh,
She's a wine gal.
Ooh, adult grapes. No, thank you.
I'm a hard liquor guy myself.
Yeah.
Bourbon, whiskey, that sort of thing.
Yeah, I like. I don't mind a little bit of the pain. Cause like, you know what? Like, it's kind of like you get what you deserve. Like, you know what's gonna happen the more of this you drink. You're like, oh, this is gonna be rough.
Throughout my 20s, I didn't get hangovers, and now I'm at that age where the hangovers are starting, but it's more or less I just wake up tired and dehydrated.
Yeah.
So as soon as I start hydrating, I start getting better. But I got lucky, dude. I really didn't get hangovers for a long time, and now I get them, and it's like they're okay. But I don't really drink much anymore either. Every now and then we throw down.
Hey now, party at Matt's.
You're gonna be bored. I watch horror movies and
Party at Matt's. Get ready. Hashtag get ready to be bored.
Lucky is having the alcoholic gene. Is that an alcoholic gene? Not getting hangovers? Am I like the Jesus for alcoholics?
I mean, I've got the alcoholic gene, and I definitely got hungover.
We need his blood.
I just, you know what? Listen, I took hair of the dog to the absolute extreme.
You know, Gers is actually onto something because basically everybody on my mom's side is an alcoholic.
Yeah, fucking booze bag. Do you have a lot of alcohol?
Booze bag gene.
It's funny, man. My adoptive father's side is fucking just full of the fucking lushes, man. Just my aunt went to jail, dude, because she had so many DUIs that, you know, listen, here it's a not so well kept secret that women get wildly reduced jail time compared to men guilty of the same crimes. So they were pretty lenient the first couple times she got a DUI, and then after a while, you know, she got like another one. They're like, we're fucking, you crazy bitch, we're locking you up.
Bro, you're a danger to society now. We
you're a
have to
fucking
do something.
you're a fucking menace. We try to fucking you're a housewife from Long Island. We try to give you the benefit of the doubt, but
look what you're making us do, you idiot.
We know you're a fucking mom, and like she's not a trash bag. You might be thinking like, oh, tattooed trailer park mom.
Is
no,
it like
dude.
wine? Is it wine drunk where she knows it?
She was a mom from like that 70s show, kind of like era mom. Like she's a boomer.
Like
she was
martinis
like yeah, dude. She had a beautiful upkept home. We always went to hers for Thanksgiving and Christmas, and I was always jealous because I'm talking like big living room, beautifully furnished, warm fireplace. Like it was like something I was always jealous because it felt like I was going to like the Home Alone house, and then I had to always go back to my shitty fucking 2-bedroom apartment.
I felt like that when I went to friends' parties. Like every time I went to their house, I was like, oh, this is what nice people have.
Yes, yeah. So like they were like very, very upper middle class, my aunt, but you know, come like her kids like going into college and all that, she's just like, all right, fucking nothing to do around this place, time to fucking hit the sauce and get behind the wheel. So she went to jail for I don't know how long enough. And I don't think it fucking did much for her because she's in her 70s now, late 60s, and she's just a wreck, man. She's a wreck. We had a family event this past weekend, literally couldn't come because she couldn't get somebody to drive her because she still doesn't drive. And she can't drive herself even if she wanted to. And I don't think it's got anything to do with her prior convictions. I think she can get a license now. She just like isn't physically able to because of the fucking boozing, man.
My aunt died of alcoholism, so it is in that. There's two of the other one. Well, the two that are left, they both have it. So it is in my blood. You're right, yours.
You got that.
There's no hope
blood.
for me.
You got boozy blood, Maddie. No hope. No
fuck
peace.
It then, right? It's all downhill from here.
Yeah, no. So, yeah, my dad is listen, I don't even want to call him a functional alcoholic because he's not functional. No. It's because he is a. I've always been.
He was a cop though. Like aren't all like 75% of cops and firemen alcoholics?
Yes. Well, here's the deal. The alcoholism spectrum, it can be there's some wiggle room there. It's subject to subjectivity. Like anything else. So I'm rather hesitant to just throw out the alcoholism label at other people without proper, knowledge of like what their behavioral patterns are. Well, someone can have.
I have a question.
What's up?
And I know you've gone through the shit and everything.
I've gone through the shit. I was in Nam.
Well, I mean, yeah, flashbacks, helicopters. Like you've experienced it. Where does alcoholism start?
I will say.
From just like a dude who maybe drinks a little too much from, nah, dude, you got a problem.
I would say a good few rules of thumb, because it varies, is what is their relationship directly with alcohol, what is their intent while drinking, and how much is it affecting their life and livelihood outside of normal social constructs, the normal social construct of drinking time, which can be many. There are people who can have a fair amount of alcohol, but then completely function and do without for a long period of time. And there are others who constantly feel a need to feel inebriated for whatever reason. It begins to affect negatively their personal relationships, their romantic, their friendships, their career, their studies. Once, like, as generally speaking, as the alcoholism becomes more and more pervasive in their life, it generally has a widespread detriment to their overall standings within people and just life in general. That's usually where it happens. Now, which is why I'm hesitant to say somebody who drinks a lot or even drinks often is an alcoholic, because some people, what they do have is and I'm clearly not a fucking professional, this is just my own anecdotal observations. Some people have an irresponsible relationship with alcohol. Binge drinkers. But a binge drinker doesn't an alcoholic make. You might have somebody who just has, they drink alcohol irresponsibly, but just because they drink alcohol irresponsibly once in the blue or doesn't mean that that they need to sign up for a program. It just means that their relationship to it is shit.
Those people also might be the type of person where it's like one person goes, "Bro, you're drinking a little much." They go, "Yeah, you're right. I should probably stop. I should slow down."
Yeah, there are plenty of people like that who don't need to have it. They can do without, but they just, for one reason or another, either through their environment, through cultural norms, it just, when they drink, they just fucking all out, just black out.
Well, that's probably a lot of people in their 20s. I mean, like, where else do you meet people nowadays besides online or in a bar?
Beats me, man.
Like if I was in a dating game, I'd have to go online because I didn't like I'm not a bar guy, so I'd have no idea where to fucking meet somebody. Like it would have to be some online shit. I'll just do speed dating is what I would do.
I used to go to bars, grab solo, and what I would do is I would bring a notebook to sketch at.
In a plastic
And I would just
bag.
I would just bring a plastic bag full of what I called Cosby pills and just hang out and
like
wait.
chloroform to you?
What kind of pills?
Cosby pills? Bill Cosby, the famous date rapist, Eric. I was making a joke that I was going to date rape people at the bar.
He's out of jail.
Clarification.
So
He's at home.
I'd bring a
resting.
sketchbook to the bar, and I would just start doodling, poorly.
Oh my god,
but-
you're an artist?
I used it as a icebreaker, because when you're a fucking booze bag like yours truly, not everyone wanted to go out on weeknights and get fucking sloshed, at 8 p.m. Most people had regular gigs. So yeah, I'd show up, I'd be friendly, I'd usually chat with the bartender, I'd tip generously, start off with something small, just, a pint or two, my favorite beer, start doodling, strike up a conversation with them, and then I try to come back a couple times a week. This way you become friends with the bartenders, this way you tip them nicely, you get to know their name, and then what ends up happening is, so as long as you're not a fucking creep, you could actually, like, that bar, it becomes not exactly like Cheers, but you walk in and people are like, "Hey, this dude, hey, how you doing?" And then once you're endeared to the staff, it makes people in the area that much more friendly, because, oh, okay, this guy's not a fucking psycho who just walked in off the streets with his plastic bag full of unnamed pills. It's like, okay, oh, so this guy, either he lives around here or he's friendly, he's not a complete lunatic. So other people will be more perceptive to your friendship should you choose to, like, include yourself, or like introduce yourself or say hi. And then other people will come up to you. Listen, people get a few drinks to them, they feel a little friendlier, then they feel more inclined to be like, "Hey, what you drawing?"
Comfortable.
What's that, Eric?
I said because they feel more comfortable if they see that you're an amicable guy, people around there know you and kind of quote unquote like are aware of you.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. So that was I actually met a few people like that in the back, because also New York City is a city full of transients. Most people are transplants. They come from, Matt and I have talked about this before, there are people who live in bumblefuck cities all throughout America who dream of coming to New York City and doing whatever, pursuing some kind of dream, or just seeing if they could hang.
I would argue that only LA and New York really have that. Like, nobody gets on a bus to Chicago. Like, it's New York and LA that, like, that you go to become a star, really. Like, New York is, like, the stand-up comedy scene, if you're going in that direction.
Theater.
Movies, theater,
Museums.
like Broadway.
Yeah.
And LA is actresses and actors and musicians. Like, Chicago's full of transplants. Only now is Chicago really becoming, I think, or it was becoming that sort of thing when you get things like Barstool and more of that hipster shit come in.
Yeah.
But New York and LA, I think, are the two big ones that people like, I'm getting on a bus from my podunk town to go to.
I mean, people, like, all around the world think of Los Angeles and New York as the two cities in America of which to visit or travel or set your roots down. They're the two fucking biggest cities in America. Like, that's how it is. And New York City specifically has to happen to be very iconic, right? You see it in movies, TV shows. It's,
King Kong.
You just see it drilled. So, like, one of our, our largest export is our cultural export, movies, TVs, books, etc. So what we show the world is the New York City primarily is the one of most note, from the Statue of Liberty, the Empire State Building, to the former two towers, to even King Kong himself. So, you know, you keep selling this a dream. You keep selling this, you keep selling this New York dream so people buy into it. And yeah, Gura says that Gura says Chicago is full of transplant. Sure, it's not just Los Angeles and New York, but those are the two biggest, like, by far. I mean, yeah, sure, people are like, oh, I'm going to move to Chicago. Oh, I'm going to move to Portland. Oh, I'm going to move to Austin. I'm going to move to whatever.
We'll say Chicago is one of those places, like, if you already are from the Midwest but a shithole town, like, I think that's where Chicago's like, nah, man, Chicago's like where it's at. I can get a job in the city.
Right, not move
like,
too far.
If you're looking for a niche, like if you're like, no, I'm the next singer, you're going LA. If you're like, oh no, I'm a theater major, you're going New York. Like,
right.
I think,
or if
which
you,
is kind of a cool.
Or if you're looking to become a dance academy or something like that, you're moving to New York. Austin, Texas is full of transplants. Sure. People come to Chicago to work for a living, not to ACT, not to act. I should spell all caps. I thought it was an acronym.
And be right back here.
Act.
Not to act or to be an artiste. Right.
Artiste.
Right. What's up, Josh the Gang? Jello flavored. Yeah. No, but also, there are in comedy circles, improvisational circles, specifically Chicago, that windy fucking city, is well known for their like some of the best improvisational comedians have come out of Chicago.
Second City's big. I mean, you also do have the Groundlings, which I don't remember if that's Canada or New York. It's one or the other.
Gura says Second City, fuck the world. How dare she?
Whoa.
How dare she?
I love Second City comedians.
Yeah. Groundlings is Los
Angeles.
Like
beloved Bill Murray? Oh,
yeah.
wait, they
hate
him now.
And then, do they still do the Upright Citizens Brigade? Also improv? I think that's Amy Poehler's thing that she set up. That used to be big in New York City. I don't know. And LA, I think. I don't know if they still do it, though.
I haven't seen anything on them. I think that's basically what Parks and Recs became.
Nashville.
Groundlings is Los Angeles, okay.
Yeah, right. So there's little carved out niches, right? So like, yeah, an improv comic, yeah, trying to get into Second City might be the fucking way to go. But if you're just trying to do regular old stand up, Los Angeles or New York, anything else would be stupid, right? I mean, there just wouldn't be going to like Tuckahoe isn't going to fucking do anything for your stand up because like how many rooms you're going to play on any given night.
It's for 4 people.
But yeah, to Gur's point, but if you were looking to become a musician, Los Angeles or Nashville, that's basically it.
Yeah.
But listen. Also, we live in the age of the interweb is everywhere. So some people become famous musicians, don't even have to leave their bedroom.
True. Justin Bieber.
I forgot that person was a human being.
Yeah, well, he's not. But he started on YouTube as just a kid singing and became the wonderful human we know now.
Yeah, that kid's, man, really fucked that kid up, right? No, he's not normal, right?
He's got some, like, paralysis thing that fucked his face up.
How do we feel about that? Do we feel good because we hate him? Do we wish it on him?
I mean,
okay. No, listen, I'm using...
bad.
Okay, all right. I'm using Matt as my gauge.
Well, like, here's the thing: is like he went through his like, yeah, I'm a piece of shit phase. I'm a piece of shit who's only a piece of shit because I got money and fame too young.
Yeah.
But like, I don't want him to be like half of his face paralyzed and he can't perform and shit. I'm not a monster.
Yes, I too feel that way.
Yeah, right. Yes, emotion. Sure.
Yes. He does
Fine
not deserve...
thing to have that we all have. Correct?
Watch me have a fucking stroke tomorrow, and then I'm coming here half paralyzed face.
No.
Yeah.
I would feel terrible for you as well, sir. As I made jokes about it.
It's like, yeah, this guy's got half retard face too, except without the millions.
Oh, good thing he's not using the high quality camera anymore.
Yeah, that's right. I'll just, you know what? I'll just walk around wearing the Phantom of the Opera mask.
I just see you popping out of like behind curtains and shit, scaring your wife. She's like, Jesus, Michael, you have to stop this.
Yeah. Well, I'd be more scared if I thought karma was a real thing that existed. I've lived long enough to see beautiful and amazing people just suffer horrifically for no purpose, no reason. I've done nothing wrong. You know, I've seen a couple kids in my life now get diagnosed with cancer. In like their like 5-6-year-old little baby bodies, and I'm like, man, that kid, karma really hit that kid.
Way.
He didn't pick up his toys enough. Clearly, he had to come.
Was Hitler in a past life.
Yeah, the fuck out of here.
Well, I mean that ties in the whole thing of like religion, right? Like,
yeah,
if you do,
it's God's
really
plan.
believe in, yeah, if you do believe in God, it's like, well, you do have to admit he's kind of a jerk, right?
Yeah, if you
like,
look at if you read the early parts of the Bible, are pretty fucking rough. What that dude was like. It's like, yeah, but you murder your kid. What do you say?
You gotta sacrifice the one, you know?
Yeah.
Well, no, I don't know. I'm only a man. No, I'm God. I'm gonna say why. Just
you kill him.
do it.
I think you should kill him.
Are you devout or not? Fuck, man. You should take him out.
I told you to do it.
I don't. It is the funny thing about religion, isn't it? Where it's just like, if there really is a God, he's got to enjoy fucking with us.
Yeah, he's awful. Like if we were taking the Bible's word for it.
Yeah, I got a theory, man. Real life is Toy Story, and we're just all in Sid's sandbox.
I'll take that. Let's see. Josh the gang is up in here. I'm sure Rudy's still cruising.
Up in here.
Eric Weathers, what's up, gang? Dude, I posted this piece of art on my TikTok a couple days ago. And this got a violation. I violated community guidelines with this one. So, but I appealed it, Matt. I usually fight these things. I fight these things now.
I mean, it is rather racy, Mike.
It's quite provocative. It's really open your eye and monocle fallout. Provocative.
It's definitely not motel art, unless your motel's in hell.
It's quite sinful. So lustful, so sinful.
My eyes burn looking at the nipple.
Yeah, so they actually got reinstated within like an hour of my appeal. And then they came after this one, which had already been up a couple days, but after they got me with the one, they got me with this guy. And I appealed it again. I said, "Hey, you can't see nothing. Everything's covered up.
You can't see nothing, bub."
And they fucking
puss.
And TikTok said, "Hey, you know what? I don't see pussy, so here you go. I don't see a pussy or a pube in there or any nip. So
or nip.
Yeah. So they're like, you're good to go." And I proceeded to get by far the thirstiest fucking comments I have ever received on anything I've ever posted.
Oof.
I know.
Did you like them? Did you frame them on your walls as art?
What I did was I went down the list and out of like 100 comments, I think I thumbed up and liked every single one. Here,
give us an example, because I didn't have TikTok,
dude,
so I couldn't look at the comments.
I am way ahead of you. I literally have pulled it up just to show you guys.
Somebody already has a fan page based around that character.
Dude, my favorite
128K.
Dude,
holy fuck.
Dude, my favorite piece that I did out of the whole month so far is this one. This one's either my second or third favorite. This one didn't even break 1,000 views. This one with the lighting.
There's no nips in this one, bro.
I know, but like
she got clothes on. Who cares?
Hey, dude, it's so annoying. But listen, what are you gonna do? So here, let's go down the list. Oh, please log into comment. But can I read all the comments? All right, I can read enough of them. Here we go. Thanks for not doing this in November. No Nut November, if anybody knows. For anybody who's terminally online, we all know it's No Nut November is coming up. So already thirsty comment. This one is
fudging in my huggies.
Now this one is a weeb comment. This is a comment as pertaining to JoJo's Adventure, one of Bale and Door's favorite. I've already failed. Josh has already failed in No Nut November. November hasn't even begun yet. Let's see, and then we have this one. Oh, this one got 489 thumbs up because everybody thought I had drawn this character's mom, but nude. Here, let me make the text a little bit bigger. Come on, get the fuck out of here. Here we go. I want her. Mommy, sorry, mommy. Definitely. Another weeb comment. She wants me for real. She wants me. Yes. Tempted. We must stay focused, brothers. We must stay focused.
Oh, it's so much cringe.
I'm not even tempted or whatever by this. Fuck you, dude.
A furry version of this, how many hits you get? Holy cow, you get 500,000.
Yeah. I don't believe this person for a second. I'm not even tempted by this. So I'm so not even tempted. I need to state it. I need to state so much. I didn't even get a single boner while writing this comment.
I totally didn't jerk off and clean up before I wrote this comment.
People think
at all.
People think she looks like a JoJo's character. People think she looks like a character from Valorant. Very. I need her so bad. Yes, I do.
Oh, it's so cringe.
Let's see. Very tempted.
Asked, how does it feel making dudes jerk off?
Mommy. Yeah, perhaps. Sweaty brow. Emote. My dream girl. Oh yeah. You won. She wants me. I do. It looks like Valkyrie, the streamer. But so like people are like, whenever somebody's like, this looks like so-and-so, in my head I'm like, oh, you want to bang whoever you're writing in the thing. Either you are looking to bang real people or mostly just you're jerking off to hentai. Is Hana Owu is a famous OnlyFriendser. Reina, mommy, very tempting. Yo, what high school did you go to? That was the weirdest one.
I love it. Yo, what city do you live in? What the fuck? What the fuck? Do you mind? That guy wants to stalk you. I've jerked off to this image 47 times. Where do you live, bub?
Yeah, right? Is this guy trying to break my two-factor authentication?
Holy shit. Yeah, what's your first dog's name? What?
She could beat me up and I'd say thank you. I would fold so unbelievably hard. And it just goes on. I'm just going to... Very tempting. I'm beyond tempting. Can we see a male version? I gotta
clean up my belly button.
Give her banana. Not even a... Give her banana. Is that like... Do they want me to make her like a trap?
Can we see a male version?
Tee-hee. All right. You get the idea. I could just read these all, but like... Just fucking like thirst trap, sweaty face.
Mommy.
Not tempting one bit. Fuck you.
Nope.
Yeah, no. No.
I haven't already whacked it once or 10 times.
Hopefully the feminists didn't find this post.
Oh.
All right. Anyway.
Wait, what would the feminists hate?
Yeah, what's the hate?
Strong, empowered woman here?
Yeah, she's got a pentagram on and everything.
Who's more empowered than a female Satanist?
I think the funniest comment besides that dude asking what high school I went to was some dude tagged his girlfriend. He didn't even say anything, he just tagged her. And she was just like, really? So I laughed. I was like, wow.
I don't know where to get a leather pentagram chest piece.
Made me giggle. How does it feel making dudes jerk off? Indifferent. Like, I feel like this is gonna get a little metaphorical, but in my mind, my art has always been, well, primarily for me, but secondarily as a person who's creating something that is meant to be observed. It's half on you. Same goes for music. You know, when you're listening to a song that you find beautiful, like what you take away from that song, in my mind, that's what matters most. Like, even if the artist's intent was something else, I feel like how you experience that art, like that's what that art means for you.
So what you're talking about is Kanye West's art, right?
Yeah. 100%. Yeah, so if you look at it, if you look at my art and you find it erotic to the point where you're aroused, that's fine. I wasn't aroused while drawing this. I like to draw provocative things. But I like to draw provocative things, but I like to draw them specifically because I find them not just alluring, but beautiful. To me, there are a few things in this world that are more beautiful than the female form. I find it captivating, enthralling, and yeah, just exquisitely beautiful. And not, all the various shapes and forms. And that's what I draw a good amount of time. I also draw like cyborgs and shit. And, I've been known to draw some fantasy stuff and superheroes and anime characters. So, I mean, I don't just only draw half-naked women. Although I have been leaning to that recently, and I think it might be because it's the easiest thing for me to draw because I've got so many hours in it. So it's the most comfortable, difficult thing to do. It's kind of like playing a video game that you're good at the most on stream. Like if you're really good at Call of Duty, just popping that Call of Duty on because you're gonna have a good time. You're gonna crush it. Your fans are there for it. So I think this fits into that a little bit as well. And doing an Inktober challenge while I've been busy, it takes the burden off rather than me doing something that's outside my comfort zone, like full comic book panels, right? If I were to do full comic book panels, that would take me fucking 2-3 times as long, require a lot more heavy lifting on the compositional end, where a drawing like this, I didn't use a single piece of reference. No, I take that back. I used a piece of reference for the harness. I've never drawn a Pentagon harness before. So I did find a reference piece just to see where everything went and to see how everything bent on the form, right? See how the straps bent across the chest, how they bent kind of into the crooks of the collarbone, shoulder area. See how they hang on a person. So I did use that for reference. But the pose and face and all that, it was just off the top of my head because again, you draw something so many goddamn times. Yeah, you could do it with your eyes closed. So I have been a little lazy in that regard of the Inktober challenge. I've been leaning into something I'm more comfortable with. Matt, do you draw a hard line when it comes to children seeing art like this? How apprehensive are you to that?
I mean, I'm not in the terms of it's art because I'm pro video game, right? And I think to a certain degree, if I'm pro a kid playing
Warzone,
a certain mature, whatever mature rated title the kid's playing, if I'm okay with that under the guise of I'll explain what it is, they know it's not real life, then there's that. I don't necessarily think it'd be a problem. I wouldn't be like, oh shit, it's a naked woman, you can't see this material. Depends on how young you're talking though. What age?
I don't know.
If you're talking 10, 11, 12, it's starting to get into the period.
Mike?
Just a question. We just ended up here.
I think to a certain degree,
No.
I will say this piece, if it were just if I had a kid who was 8 or maybe even 10 and they came across this, I'd have a little bit of questions as in what the fuck?
Where'd you find this?
This isn't exactly fucking child appropriate.
Yeah, this isn't Sesame
I'd
Street.
say, yeah, no, this is I mean, you are looking at, if we're talking movies, this is more than likely a rated R character.
Yes.
Maybe PG-13 nowadays.
Right.
But that's how I kind of equate things. If one art form is acceptable to me, if I'll let my kid watch a rated R movie, to a degree, if I explain what it is to them. But my question would be, how do they get exposed to this in the first place?
Oh yeah. I mean, I do wonder. Yeah, because I've been thinking when I was younger, there really wasn't much. Like, there were some restraints on what I was exposed to, and what But I was watching R-rated films pretty early on, man.
How old are we talking?
Again, dude, I'm thinking like maybe 7, 8 years old. I was seeing I remember watching, I think, Terminator on VHS as a kid, and like somebody putting that on, seeing titties and banging and violence and gore. It was definitely a thing that I remember. I remember seeing RoboCop pretty young, and it was it was my dad. He just had
RoboCop was a rough one. I saw that one. I was watching Terminator 2 is still one of my favorite movies.
Yeah.
And remember that one watching on VHS, which when you think about like rated R, T2 isn't all that bad. There's no tits. There's language.
Yeah.
There's some violence, but most of the violence is relegated to the Schwarzenegger's body itself.
Yeah.
So like, but RoboCop is a rough one. Especially if you watch the old school unrated cut where it's like them killing him is like 5 minutes.
Oh my god, dude. Dude, they tear him to shreds. They turn him into fucking beef lasagna.
It's like 2 additional minutes of meat grinder.
I know, but then they do the same thing with Ed 209. Ed 209 in the boardroom. Just that one dude.
Yeah, the dude is literally on the table, and 209 is just.
Yeah. Dude,
he's been dead 6 minutes ago.
Yeah, he's been a pile of guts for like a minute, and he's still unloading. It's like I want to make sure he's dead. He's gone.
Thank you for your cooperation.
Did you guys see? Were you guys paying attention to when like they were having the dialogue scene? That body was still in the background and was just like squirting blood a little bit.
No, that's fucking hilarious.
I gotta look at that. I don't think I've ever paid attention.
That's so funny.
It's it's meant to be cartoonish. It's like
right.
What's the director's name again? His name is
Oliver Verhoeven.
Starship. Verhoeven, right? Starship Troopers guy. Yeah, he's all about that kind of ridiculous.
Dude, that guy's a crazy motherfucker. During the shower scene in Starship Troopers, they were all uncomfortable to disrobe, so he and the cinematographer both got naked when they filmed that scene.
That's hilarious.
Also, when they were supposed to be fighting the aliens, he had like a green screen pole for their height and was running around going, "I'm a fucking alien." Dude's nuts.
Hang on.
There's footage of that making noises.
Why are you naked?
Liz wants me to redeem my posture, or she redeemed my posture. Here we go. I'm all postured
your
up.
Posture, doof.
My posture is redeemed. Hello, Elizabeth. How art thou? Are you streaming right now? Are you like on day 9 of 10? I noticed that like your days keep extending. Like the other day you're like, oh, this is day 7 of 8, and then I looked, was it last night or this morning? And then you're now day 9 of 10. So it's like you just keep pushing the goal further and further. What made you decide to go for so long? So I guess, all right, to circle back to finish our thoughts. What is like? How bad is it? How bad is it to show a kid something like a gratuitous amount of nudity or violence early on? Is it all that bad?
Can I start? Because I think I heard what your guys' perspective is.
Well, being the only dad here, Eric.
Well, no, I was actually babysitting this was a long time ago, probably my later 20s, but I was babysitting for people, and I kind of took a similar approach. I still hold true to this, but I was babysitting. The girl was maybe 11, and I put on Alien 3, just not thinking.
Yeah,
the worst part is the movie's terrible.
Yeah, the movie awful. It's not as bad as Resurrection, but it's bad.
Listen to me. That's fisticuffs. I love that movie. I love Alien 3. But anyway, it left such an awful mark on her that her parents came up to me and was like, "What did you show them?" And I'm like, "I don't remember." And she just kept describing it as like like a dark beetle, And I was like, "Oh, I know what that is." And I didn't think about it until I thought about it from the perspective of a 9 or 11-year-old. I was like, "Oh, that's pretty terrifying."
Did you ever think about your kid might be a pussy, man?
The emotion lands differently, coupled with the visual. My kid,
Yeah.
there's a bit in any movie in which like the villain, they kind of like turn down the lights and the music kind of kicks in and the villain takes a different posture or whatever. My son would just be like, "Hey, Dad, this is scary," and I was like, "You think so?" But that's coming from just like, I don't even know. I don't think he knows why it's scary. He just
Oh.
feels like it is.
Interesting.
He's just like, oh, you think it's scary? Well, that's because you're a
Yeah.
punk. This shit ain't scary. I'll show you
Right.
scary.
Right. Well,
Gotta
obviously it
punk 'em
depends, because like some kids, not specifically in movies, but with stuff that we as adults deem scary, don't find them
Mhm.
scary. Young enough, like toddlers.
Yeah.
I've seen toddlers
There-
approach
there-
like
there's a reason why
bugs,
clowns like
clowns. Yeah, no, I remember the missus used to work at the Museum of Natural History, and her gig was basically she works in museum education, so she had to teach the young, like, we're talking like 3 to 5 year olds, and she used to handle giant like hissing cockroaches and snakes and stuff like. So like the Museum of Natural History is exactly what it is in the title. So she would have to like handle all these animals. Then she would freak out. Like, even though she'd worked there for a while, she's still very apprehensive to handling bugs and snakes because it freaks some people out. The kids, she said the vast majority of them, some of them were, but the vast majority of them, when it came time to like handle the bugs or look at the bugs, fucking, they didn't, no hesitation. They just jumped right in. No fear. It's because they hadn't really learned to be afraid of these things yet, or they just don't have they didn't have an innate fear towards these things. And then you see that in videos too. You see videos of like people taking their kids to some Halloween adventure, and there's just like some gory, freakish, creepy looking monster with like oozing pustules, and the kid just like walk up to it and like hug it, thinking it's just another character, like as if they're at a Chuck E. Cheese, like just like completely devoid of any fear. Just because they don't have any like preconceived notions that this Cronenberg looking monster is meant to be scary. It's just they don't have the context for it yet. You're like, oh, what the hell is this thing? Is this thing a cute thing?
another one is height, right?
Right.
My kid can stand at the edge of something 2 stories up, 3 stories up with nothing below him to, if he falls, that's it. That's a lot of broken bones,
Yeah.
But he's not afraid of that. He just looks at it, and then I have to tell him, I have to put it into context. Hey, listen, you got to be careful. Let's say something as simple as a counter.
Right.
He's so rambunctious and adventurous. He's just climbing up on stuff. And at some point, I have to tell him like, hey, you be careful. And then when he asks me why, I'm like, what a phenomenal question. Like I go like, you got to be careful while you're up there. He goes, why? And I said, oh, because you could fall and break your head.
Yeah.
I had to put it in such an extreme space, but he doesn't quite like so he understands that there is a consequence and that he shouldn't do it. But the actual consequence he has no concept of.
Yes.
Does that make sense? Like,
yeah, of course.
Like, he doesn't know that there's pain associated with that fall.
Falling,
He doesn't know that there's pain. So there's we take for granted because like, oh fuck, man, it's 2 stories up and there's nothing but air and ground below me. But for a kid, when you're talking about monsters, when you're talking about whatever, it has to be experienced primarily on that very guttural space of like, that just feels scary. And so and Disney lands that perfectly. They basically do everything in like visual emoji anyway,
Right. Yeah. They telegraph it, especially to the youngins, so they get it.
And it's the most simplest sort of like, it's the oversimplification of an emotion every time that they present it. There's a reason why when you're like watching Up, oh, I feel really sad, and kids feel really sad, and they don't understand why. They did a bunch of cross dissolves on top of these people's lives that got you from like where they were as a kid and they're playing in the backyard to the point where his wife is dying or whatever. But kids don't know why, but the way Disney presents it, or the filmmakers present it, they're like, oh, this is really the oversimplification of emotion. I think that's why it lands so well. So I don't know if I'd ever show, like the opening crawl for Star Wars for my kid.
Yeah.
Cal didn't know what the fuck he was watching.
What
He
the
really
fuck is
didn't.
this?
Yeah, but there was the way the music kicked in. There was lasers. There's this giant rumbling spaceship that was coming over basically over his world, over the television screen. The speakers kicked on, so surround was in. The place was rumbling, and he was like, "This is a threat. I think something doesn't feel good about this experience." So, yeah, I don't know if I could ever show him Star Wars, not because of the subject matter, but because of the emotional space that it puts him in.
Interesting. Very interesting. Liz says, I'm done. I pushed it to day 10 and then ended and pushing to hit my goals. Right.
Hold on.
Important to set goals for yourself and to try to reach them as best you can. Matt, what goals are you aspiring to this week?
This week?
Yeah.
It's Thursday.
Yeah.
I like that question. This week?
Yeah, dude. This week.
I mean, I have things to do. Things you have to do count as goals?
Sure.
Yeah. I think so.
I mean, I don't know. My goals are the same for every week. Try to build my audience on stream, produce new content. I'm uploading a new drum video as we speak. And keep moving in that direction. Try to make this thing more and more of a business.
That's cool.
Always my
Excellent. Excellent. Someone told me that the
What about
kids don't
you,
even
Mike?
know what
Goals wise?
me.
Goals wise, what's on your to do list?
Similar to Matt's, and also with household stuff. Make sure how the house stuff is all looking good. I mean, the apartment it's clean, neat, dishes are done. Rooms are
Bodies are hidden.
bodies are hidden, laundry's done. Groceries are here, etc., etc. House husband shit,
Are you compounding goals with just like chores? Is that the same thing?
Oh, for me, they're goals. Because
Hey man, choles are goals because you don't want to do them.
hell, man, my goal I had for the longest time was stay out of jail. Was a goal.
That's a good one. You're doing it. Long-term goal.
Narrowly escaped that a couple times.
Yeah. No matter how many times I called you in.
Yeah, you won't catch me now, sucker. Yes. So yeah, stay out of jail, don't get arrested, and then don't die was one for a while. I managed to accomplish
that's
that.
Pretty universal.
But my goals are my goals have always been pretty baseline.
Note to self.
And I've been knocking them out of the park, baby. Note to self, don't die.
What are your current challenges when it comes to growing your audience? What is the top 3 things where you're like, whoa, if I could just cross that finish line, this would be so much easier, so much more reward, whatever the criteria is for success for you.
What's up, Glinsky?
I mean, I'd probably say both across Twitch and YouTube is exposure.
Exposure. That's a tough one.
I mean, for one thing, I'm still small, so building. I mean, I guess it's just exposure all around is the biggest thing, and I do try to do. My wife and I handle social media with it. I'm in several Discords trying to network as well as Twitter and stuff. So it's just exposure at this point. I mean, unless I'm just garbage at what I do, there's always that possibility.
Well, but that's a thing that you're kind of like, man. If I could just get a little bit more exposure, this would all kind of work out. This would all kind of come together.
Well, I think I don't know if it would be like if I can get more exposure, I would be exactly where I'd want to be. I think if I can get the exposure, I can be on the road to success. Like I'm not even like I don't necessarily give a shit about having like I'm the next Mr. Beast. I just want to be able to like make a living off of it, and that's enough. Like I'm not. I don't give a shit about being a star. I just want to make something that I put, frankly, a lot of time and effort into, and I enjoy doing into a viable business. But yeah, I don't think there's any real quick answer. I think a big part of this game is longevity. I think if you stream for long enough, the name is there. You're in the ether for years. But the problem is it's a slow growth. Nothing happens overnight. So it's networking and everything that comes with that shit. And if the more eyes, the better. That's what I'm looking for on it. Yeah. Try to break the algorithms, whatever they may be. Try to peek in there a little bit to get a little bit. Like Mike is, you know, he's kind of doing it. I mean, the 128K on fucking TikTok is the realm where, I mean, you could start making money. I mean, it's pennies, but you'd start being able to make money on it.
Right. It's something to sneeze at for sure. It's
You're at 128K on TikTok.
Well, no, I posted a video that got 128K interactions, views, a few hundred comments, fucking 2,000 or 3,000 saves on the video. Like people save the video, but fucking perverts. It was a salacious video. It was a salacious like Mr. Crumb baby, right in the Jabba's palace. Anyway, Star Wars references aside, and if you don't get it,
I have
I don't
subtly
like you.
named it Pentagina.
Pentagina, the Pentagina
What did
piece
you
that
draw?
I did. No, I drew a woman wearing a pretty provocative outfit. She was wearing one of those onesies that one of those mesh onesies that the gals wear. Can't show you any reference for that. Now, in order to make it so that you can't see the old nips, I did that other thing that e-girls do, which is where they take black duct tape or whatever like the pasties that they put on.
Electrical tape.
Electrical tape, right? Electrical tape pasties in the form of an X. I put those over her to, you know, get rid of any censorship stuff. Put her in a pair of undies, pants provocatively pulled down to expose the undies right about her upper thigh, and then what else? Oh, then I put a pentagram harness on top of all that. An outfit of my own design, by the way. No reference, minus looking up the harness reference separately. And I posted that up, just the drawing of that image. So it's pretty provocative, pretty racy, and all the hornies, the horny weebs, because it is a drawing after all. They just flocked out of the woodwork. Someone definitely reported it. Somebody definitely reported it because I posted more risque stuff on my timeline in the past, and it hasn't got reported, but also didn't do any numbers. So with more eyes becomes more scrutiny. With more eyes, when the algorithm provides you more viewers, they have to find viewers that might not be into what you're drawing. Hence, a lot of what these algorithms, what they do, specifically in YouTube, is they cast a web, and depending on how much they catch views-wise, engagement-wise, then they throw a wider net and an ever-growing net until that net starts coming up with about nothing in return. And then they've gone too far. They've farmed this area enough, and they move on to the next video, your next video. So eventually the net gets cast wide enough that it picks up people who not only don't like what they're watching, but dislike it enough to report it. Which is what I found. Which is what I found happened. Because like I said, I've posted worse stuff on there that hasn't been picked up by any automated system. So this was clearly flagged by a viewer, best guess. Because once that blew up, a video that I'd posted days earlier that did like some numbers, but very small in comparison, maybe not even 1,000. That one that one out of nowhere also got a community guidelines violation. But like after many days of being up, 3 or 4 days of being up without any problem whatsoever, after like 1,000 some odd views, nothing. Then the second this other video gets up and gets a strike or a community guidelines warning, this other one does as well, which made me think that, they're serving up my content to people who have an issue with this kind of content on the platform. Now, I did appeal both community guidelines strikes violations, and they were both I appealed them, and they went in my favor. The images and videos were reinstated after observation, because although they were racy and provocative, there was no real nudity shown, and there was no provocative things happening. It's basically just a woman in front of the camera, hands not touching anything, no genitals or body parts exposed. Everything that isn't allowed on the platform is hidden. So yeah, luckily I got them both reinstated, and you got to be careful with that kind of stuff because these platforms will punish you If you get a,
Do you think you got reported because you didn't go all the way? But wasn't this?
Oh, maybe it wasn't enough. Be like, why isn't she
But he was
fingering
pretty
herself?
upset with you. Yeah.
Now it seems to me like
Why isn't she dialing her own number, so to speak?
it seems to me like whereas Instagram has lightened up somewhat in regards to art, and I've seen just, well, I don't want to call it adult art like hentai,
Yes.
but I've seen
Stuff that got flagged, it's just somebody. The thing that you just described just now,
yeah
that would similarly get flagged on Instagram 5 years ago.
5 years ago. Yes. Now I'm seeing artistic nudity drawn. I've seen it painted all kinds of places. I mean, Instagram serves me up nude art on his recommended feed to me.
Mhm.
Now I did what Instagram did is they broke down their algorithm where you can kind of self-identify, or you can change the censorship level on your own feed by selecting one of 3 roles. One being like, show me the goods, show me the naughty bits, or the average amount, keep some of the more racy stuff hidden. 2, I don't want to see anything that might be suggestive whatsoever. So you could actually lock down your own Instagram viewership inside of
That's
Instagram
awesome.
itself. Yeah, I wish more content, not content providers, but I wish more of these social media sites did something like that. Allow the artists types to make more risque stuff, and then just don't serve it to the people that don't want to see it. Someone told me, what's up, Glinsky? I think that dude's girlfriend reported you. Yeah, somebody tagged their girlfriend in it. And basically what looked to me as a like, hey, you should wear this kind of thing.
Like, huh?
Like, hey, baby, I think you should, maybe you should get an outfit like this.
Is that true?
Bedroom, in
Yeah,
the darkness, you will wear this.
It was really funny, actually, because she was like, really? You saw her writing in the comments of my thing. This guy was
You
funny.
might be able to get it at a Halloween store right now.
Yes, ample-breasted goth partner. Oh yeah. So yeah, it did get reported, but I'm fine now. But I mean, that is the nature of what I draw. I will say, for artists getting recognized and gaining viewership on social media, the shortcuts to be used, if you don't want to wait till you're really fucking good, if you're really fucking good and you're decent at marketing yourself, I feel like, it's funny, your artwork could be really, really good and just stand head and shoulders above all other artists, but even then you still have to have somewhat of a marketing knowledge to you, at least a knowledge of how to gain social media following. Unless you're like one of the fucking greatest. If you're one of the greatest, best guess, you post your work on Instagram and it just, whoever Instagram shows it to is so blown away by what you're doing that they just can't help but be engaged with it, and it just can't help but go viral. For the most part, though, that's not most people. Most people aren't fucking that. So most people, they have to figure out a way to use the algorithm to their advantage. One of the shortcuts would be, for me, if you don't want to be one of the best of the best, nudity, sex sells, baby, always has, always will, as well as fan art. So doing like
That's that was my secret weapon, man.
it's
Fan art to death.
fan art and sex, man. If you do those two things, because people, what ends up happening is you draw a character that everybody loves. The work is, not your artwork, but the work of somebody being endeared to the thing you're drawing. That's done. Somebody else did that. Somebody already loves Spider-Man or Captain America, or they love, Yor from Spy Family, or Shigeo Kageyama from Mob Psycho. Like, they already are infatuated with that character, or at the very least are familiar with that character. So you drawing them in your style, it's like, oh fuck, it's this thing I love, and who's this person drawing it? And I guess it's the same with tits. They love tits and vagine. So you're like, man, look, that's a couple of things that I love. And who's this person drawing these things that I love? Hankerson writes, who do you like more, Dr. Doom or the Joker? Who do I like more? Who do I like more?
Like to hang out with?
Yeah, to grab a couple of drinks with, Dr. Doom. Just because the Joker might just poison you or stab you in the throat.
You know, Dr. Doom doesn't go to no cheap places, man. You know, he doesn't get cheap drinks. That dude.
Yeah, he's the God Emperor of Latveria. Nothing but the best. And apparently, to Latverians, he's the jam. You know,
he's a good guy.
Yeah, to Latverians, he's like they're benevolent. Like he keeps them fed and healthy and not impoverished, and he cares for his people. So if I'm Latverian, old Doc Doom for sure. Eric, what was the last piece of fan art you did?
Shit, what a great question. Oh, it's recent. It's between Skeletor or Starscream.
Ooh,
that was fun. And I can tell you the number on that fucking Starscream. How it blew up on me.
Oh, really? How many? Yeah, let me know.
Twitter apparently has become easier and easier to get people to access your work. Actually, it wasn't the Starscream one. It was the Skeletor one. Drove people nuts. I'm like, Skeletor? Okay.
Interesting.
And the expectation is always Skeletor, and I'm going to go do He-Man next, but that's not what I did. I did Skeletor, and I said, come and follow me on my social media. That's the key. That's the other key component. You capture their attention with something that they're familiar with, but you serve them a dish that they're not familiar with, and suddenly they go like, fuck, this guy's got his own shit. Sometimes it takes longer. Sometimes it takes 2 images for somebody to go like, yeah, I'll follow this guy anywhere. Sometimes it takes 100 images before some guy goes, yep, okay, I get it. He's consistent. He's good. I like the stuff that he draws. It's not something I'm familiar with, like a Skeletor or a Batman, but it's good all the way around. I'll follow that.
Right. You know, if they're shown to be competent in your work and competent and consistent, I think you'll earn an audience. I mean, shit, we got to. Oh no, go on.
Skeletor one is like 9,000 likes on Twitter.
That's dude on Twitter. Twitter is notoriously difficult to get engagement on. Mm-hmm. Like TikTok, Instagram, they'll share that around, especially if it's a reel. If it's a reel,
gets around quick. Yeah.
It gets around a lot faster because, well, TikTok, that's its bread and butter, but Instagram and YouTube are trying to push their short form video content hard. So getting on that wave now, ideally like the better part of the last year, they've really been focusing on that. They've been focusing on so much that they assigned me, I don't know if I told you this, behind the scenes, they assigned me my own YouTube partner, like manager for shorts content. Yeah, they actually, like, I have a YouTube shorts partner liaison.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, that's awesome.
Which is dope.
9,000 there, 12,000 retweets on that Skeletor thing. Let's look at what it did on Instagram, because now Instagram is all about video, right?
Yeah.
And so before was something like that, there would be like this equivalent, the Instagram equivalent of a Twitter likes. It's less than that as far as likes is concerned. Isn't that weird? And I'm trying to recall the last time an image of mine via Instagram reached a acceptable, reasonable portion of my follower count, and it's been a long time. Because that algorithm is not favorable unless you're posting videos for them all the time.
Yeah, no, they're brutal. But dude, even I post a video, well, at least for the last month, damn near every day. And even before that, I was posting videos a few times a week. If I post a regular old picture on Instagram, it does fucking nothing. And a picture that is, by the way, the same art. So what I do is, you know, if on Monday I post a reel on Instagram, Wednesday I post the still image of that, like the final, you know, version of that.
Sure.
So you get to watch the process on Monday, and then you see the final image done on Wednesday. I mean, you also see it at the end of the video, but if you want to just look at it as it is, I'm telling you, I don't think I've ever broke more than a few hundred likes on anything.
But on the video side, you're doing
Yeah.
good business.
So here,
you're doing numbers there.
So here, look, this Mob Psycho image here, just the still image, you could see got 59 likes. And then if we look at the Mob Psycho viewer count for that same drawing, that one, oh, let's see, it got 43,000 views. 43,000 views, 730 likes. I could probably dip into the insights. Yeah, let's look at the insights on that. It reached, over 43,000 accounts were reached. Over 100 saves, 33 shares. Yeah, this is on Instagram. 733 likes. But yeah, but the still image of it, which, you know, comparatively you'd imagine would have nothing. It reached 323 accounts. It engaged 65. It got 2 saves.
Yeah.
They just doesn't.
That's proof positive that Instagram is no longer favoring just a simple act of like posting.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to go to little clips and little movies, right? Because the last thing that I got on Instagram that got any sort of like, oh, that's a percentage of my audience, is this cable image that went for like 14,000 likes. And from there on down, it took a tank.
Fuck.
It just nosedived into like, oh, that is you. Somebody, if I were to cry foul, it'd be like, oh, I'm being shadow banned. But it's not. It's just that the algorithm favors other things now, you know?
Yes.
It's not just about images anymore. You have to post those little movies. You have to post those little animated clips that people can then repurpose, blah, 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 blah. You know?
Yes. Yeah. No, it's Instagram's, it's their jam now. It's what they want. They want shorts. They want shorts, and if you make the shorts, you get exposed, your content gets spread out, and if you don't, it doesn't. So yeah, no, a lot of artists in the last year or so on Instagram have been lamenting because, you know, Eric isn't the exception. He is the rule. There are many artists on Instagram have taking their still image and just making a video out of a still image. So you're basically staring at a still image for a few seconds, which counts as technically a video. It counts as a reel.
Right. Just so they can take advantage of that algorithm.
Right.
The algorithm doesn't know that it's not a video as long as it's up there for a few seconds.
Right. Well, listen, but like this is the nature of social media. It's
promotion in general.
Yeah. It's adapt or die.
I choose die.
I choose die. Yeah. I mean, listen, you can. There are plenty of creators who do, either willingly or not. You know, it's like, hey, the platform that you're on is ever changing. The algorithms change. The content.
I'm never leaving MySpace. I'm still there, by the way.
Yeah.
Ew.
So yeah, you can say, hey, fuck it, I'm not fucking playing this goddamn game, and just live where you are. But I don't mind playing the game for the most part. I watched even, you know, it's funny, man. Sims who's got it. Yeah. What?
I said you're pretty good at it. At the.
I'm trying to. You know, yet to see if it'll pay off. But I was watching.
Are your goals similar to Matt's? Where it's like, what's the metric of success for it?
The metric of success has been for the last few years to get to a point where what I'm creating is earning enough revenue that I could be comfortable. Still not quite there. Better than I was years prior, I'd say, but still not. I will say this. I've gotten better at my craft.
Yeah.
I've gotten better at my craft, which is
Now I'm like, whoa.
I could, if there's anything I could. Wait, what'd you say? I didn't. You cut off.
I used to think that you were shit. Now I'm like, whoa, this guy's.
I used to think I was shit, dude. I was dude. There are points where we started becoming friends, like 7 or 8 years ago. At this point, I can't believe it's been that long. But I was very fresh, wet behind the ears, fresh, and yet you're like, hey, I'll spend time with this schmuck. And I thought, dude, that is so. And it's not just me. I've at this point now, knowing you for the years that I have, you have and are willing to help artists who have got a lot to learn, I'll say, about their craft.
Can I tell you something? A little bit of guilt that I felt because we all hung out in the chat last night, on the call last night, right?
Yeah.
And I think Dave, our good friend Dave Tran, was laying his soul bare, and as far as like what he wanted to do, the challenges that he put in front of himself in order to get better, and then he went down into this sort of just like, it wasn't necessarily self-pity, but it was just almost like, hey, I'm not doing this. You know, he was identifying all the things that he was like not as proficient, and yeah, there's like opportunity space for him, you know?
Yeah.
And rather than just be like, hey, Dave, you're gonna be just fine. Everything's, dude, totally, you got it, Just, hold on to the handle and go for that roller coaster ride. All the encouraging things that you would think that friends would say.
Mm-hmm.
I laid into that guy like he was my younger brother, and I didn't want him to get as good as me or whatever. But it was all said out of jest, right?
Yes.
But the more I thought of it, after we got off the call, I thought about it, and I'm like, I wonder what Dave's expectations are of me,
Same.
Because
I
we're
didn't
all
help,
pals,
by the
right?
way.
I don't look at myself.
I did not help in that
I don't look at
conversation.
in our group of people in which we're talking. I don't hold myself craft-wise, success-wise. I just think that we're just guys hanging out.
Yes.
Right? I don't put myself in a position where I'm like, look, I'm so much more successful than these guys. It's more like we're just hanging out. We're talking about the stupidest shit in the world.
But what's best is we don't treat you any different. We don't have like weird. We don't have
the
weird
amazing
reverence.
part.
I mean, I love that. I think we all love you and your art, but we don't like.
But we don't ever talk about it. We don't
No.
like if I put something up, nobody was like, ooh, this is like, goo goo gagas over it. Like nobody cares. I'm just like, hey, look what this thing I'm doing, right?
Yeah.
But I think sometimes, especially last night,
Dave
I thought, like,
needed a hand.
I wonder if Dave used just a little bit of a pat on the back, everything's okay, bud. And we've done that. From the Predator, I'm Carl Weathers, and Dave's like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Dylan, you son of a bitch. And
Yeah. Just a little.
You're doing great, pal.
Just a little pat on the back. Maybe.
Yeah, no.
We
went the other way. Get back on that fucking boat, Dave.
He was laying himself pretty open emotionally and like earnestly with his artistic trials and tribulations that, by the way, every artist goes through. And I immediately did a like, hey, let's talk about how your dad killed that beaver in front of you and threw it at you one time. but he started laughing.
Give your audience any context on that story.
Yeah, I'm not giving you guys anything.
I think who's really good at it is John Amore. John Amore is a good friend because he knows when to shift it into, that really encouraging and believable tone. And I think that's what I landed on yesterday as I was thinking about it after we got off the call. I can't say anything especially when we go into that subject matter. I don't think I can say anything that'll sound sincere. When John says it, you believe him, because he's a well-trained, well-practiced, bold-faced liar,
He's a lawyer by trade.
Yeah, by trade, by upbringing. I can't seem to say it, and like I hear myself say it, I'm like, even I don't believe me, and I know I meant it sincerely. So instead, I just go like, "Shut your face, Dave," which is not a very friendly thing to do.
No, not friendly, but I think he was laughing, so I got him, and it seems like he was in a pretty bad way, but it sounded to me like John and him had this conversation days prior, and sure. I'm 100% in John's camp about the artist's gap. Do you guys in chat know about the gap where your eyes, your taste, your perception of art, it escalates, right? You have a kind of a keener eye for what works and what doesn't. And this happens throughout your entire artistic journey from the very beginning and until the day they put you in the ground. Generally speaking, your eye gets more refined, your taste gets more refined. You start spotting things that work, especially with in regards to your work. The competency of it accelerates. However, there does grow a disconnect between what you see as flawed and what you're capable of doing. And in that gap, that split, eventually they reunite, and your capabilities level out with your keen eye. But during that disconnect, many artists are prone to being a little bit more self-conscious, kind of getting on themselves about not being where they want to be creatively. And I think Dave is in that spot now. He's seeing in his mind's eye where he wants to be, and he's seeing what he's putting on the page, and it's not quite there. And that's a tough time. It's not fun. It's not fun when there's that disconnect. But I see
what
it.
I can sort of like
Tell me.
credit for is the fact that he understands that he needs to challenge himself, and he puts himself in a situation. He's put himself in a situation in which that challenge, at least for him, at least for where he's at right now, not because he's incapable, but because he's never done it before, right?
Yes.
He's at this point in his life, it's a good challenge to go and meet. This is the kind of shit I should have been saying in his face,
Yeah.
but instead, we were like, "Get the fuck out of here," you know?
No. I would much rather
That's what he was looking for.
be friends with an artist who is willing to, even in his 40s, put himself through the paces as if he were a 20-year-old teenager, put himself in a position where he's going to be uncomfortable in order to force that growth. The reason why Dave is feeling that is because I look at it optimistically in that, he's feeling this way. It's because he's learning new things, and he's seeing what he doesn't know and where he needs to get to. And so he's seeing that discrepancy. He's upset. But you only get there if you're doing something that is challenging you. If you're doing the same old thing, you don't really get that uncomfortability, because you're good at a thing, you've been doing all these years, and you're just going to keep doing more of it. There's no reason to be uncomfortable. You only get uncomfortable when you're growing. What's up?
Sorry to interrupt, buddy, but I gotta go. I'm doing a stream.
Okay, bud. All right, enjoy your... Wait, what stream are you doing?
Have fun, Matt.
I'm gonna be playing Scorn, this piece of shit.
What? Do you mind telling me what that is? What's Scorn?
Yeah, so it's a first-person puzzle walking sim. You get some kind of gun shit later on, but it's like a horror first-person shooter / puzzle game. And I got to the last act. I beat this boss, and then the game glitched, and then I reloaded the checkpoint, and it was the very beginning of the area before the boss.
How pissed were you?
So, I'm actually putting a little video together right now of on the last stream.
Previously on.
So, but yeah, that's I want to beat it tonight. I've probably got a couple hours, hopefully, because I already know how to beat the boss.
Yeah.
So I should be able to clear that out quickly and then move on. But yep, that's what I'm doing. Halloween. After this, it's a bunch of shit I want to play that I've been reserving because I'm trying to get as many horror themed titles in here as possible.
Excellent.
You guys have a wonderful rest of the stream and a great night. If I don't talk to you later.
I'll do my best.
All right, bye guys.
Later, bud.
I might need to excuse myself for in 2 minutes, Mike. 5 p.m. Meeting over here.
Yeah. No,
How long are you staying on for?
I'm probably gonna do at least
at
least another couple hours.
Okay.
Maybe more.
Let me see if I can jump in for a few minutes after this thing.
Absolutely, always more than welcome. Boy,
You're gonna be okay. You're here by yourself. You're not gonna poke yourself in the eye or anything.
No. I should be a-okay. We'll see.
All right.
Time will tell.
All right. We'll see you in a bit.
See you in a bit, buddy.
See you.
Too okey pokey. How are you doing, buddy? Too Woke, it's just you and me now, baby. It's the Mike and Too Woke stream. Hey, Too Woke, did you ever find out why that brown Asian girl was thrown off of Twitch? Was it because of her stream alert? Her stream alert notification was nasty. It was about, you know, being wet and getting you hard and whatever. It was a 3-day ban. Jeez. She'll be back. Man. I wonder how much money that broad makes. She's not the biggest name for that, but she's well known enough, you know, in the Twitch e-girl scene. She's probably making a pretty penny. 100k minimum. Oh my god, dude. Dude, according to Nano, so take it with a grain of salt, but I don't think he had any reason to lie about this specifically. Indie Fox, before the hot tub streams, but when she was just doing her own thing, and she was doing risque kind of stuff, she was pulling in 20 to 30k a month. And I think maybe she had 800 to 1,000 viewers, maybe less. But she was able to pull in that kind of money. But pre-hot tub stream. Pre-tub stream, baby. Pre-tub meta. She was pulling in that kind of dough. That kind of do-re mi. After the hot tub meta stream, I mean, shit, she was able to buy a multi-million-dollar house in Los Angeles to, you know, just to show you what those numbers can look like. She could be making way more. She made 1K as a software dev, and shit, she makes more than that now. And there's also people who donate behind the scenes, right? And keep in mind, man, there's people that donate behind the scenes. She might be doing stuff behind the scenes that you don't know about. Like, do you remember when Alinity was, she was screen capping her desktop and accidentally had like her Gmail tab open, and people saw it for like a half of a second, and of course they were able to catch things. And one of the titles, one of the email titles at the top were like, money for your lingerie again. It was like, you know, it was basically that she was selling her used panties to viewers for an exorbitant amount of money. And she's just one that, you know, she was just basically caught.
I didn't know you were so horny and beautiful under your panties.
That's exactly right. So, I mean, I'm not saying that this lady on Twitch is doing that, but if you're doing it for the money, right? If you're just after the money, you might as, like, why would you not pursue that avenue of it as well? Right? I mean, why would you be like, yeah, I'll get in a very small bikini and get in the hot tub, but sell my underwear for thousands of dollars? No way. Why would I do that? You know? Some girls get weirded out by that stuff. Yeah, some girls say they do. But when the price is right, the price is right. Pee in a cup for 20 bucks a pop? Yeah. Now, now I can see getting nude if that's something you don't do. Sure. Right? Because that stuff can live forever. I will say it is crazy though how women, I gotta say, right? Women selling their bodies on the internet, it's never been hotter than it is right now, right? I mean, can you guys think of another time in history where it's been that accessible? Because I can't think of one. Tuok knows what's up. Man, I wonder. Hey, Gurge, how detrimental do you think it's going to be that on social media now are the youths are being exposed to the notion that it's a lot easier to, if you're attractive, sell your body for money on the internet than it is to have a go of it in real life. So like, yeah, you could go to college and yeah, you could work really hard to get a degree to make, 50 grand a year at a job you hate. Or you could start a fan account somewhere. And if you're cute enough, people will pay you to see your body. Honestly, no worse or better than it has been in the past. I would argue that it has, with the not only advent but ubiquity of fan sites. This is Gers, think about it like this. Gers, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, imagine what it took to do that. First off, you couldn't do it. You couldn't do it. It just isn't a thing you could do, right? The logistics of it, impossible. Well, I'm not talking about specifically create. 1999, you couldn't create a website where people go to see these. It's just the infrastructure wasn't there. The internet wasn't there. The viewership wasn't there. It was just more or less impossible. You'd have to go into the adult industry. Now, if you didn't want to do that, if you just want to do something a little bit more risque, what you could do was to become a Maxim magazine gal, an FHM gal, maybe work at a Hooters, but that's it, right? I mean, the avenue wasn't there. Yes, but the industry has completely changed since then. I'm talking about an average girl in high school is like, I can't wait to my 18th birthday to do this thing. Yes, you had your adult film stars, but they were few and far between in relation to the general populace. That's a very specific industry. And yes, a larger version of that would be the cover girl in a magazine. But even that, incredibly hard to do. Plenty of girls wanted to, not a lot of girls did it. Yes, I did see MySpace, but again, not selling themselves. Sure, they took some risque photos, but like that's nothing. I'm talking about specifically people paying to see you nude online. Not only now, fast forward to now. Not only is it anybody can do it, so as long as you're of age and you've got a smartphone, which the majority of people do have. Yes, Gers, I think you're mistaken. I think you're mistaken in that it's not just the scale, it's the ubiquity of it. The ubiquity of it is not anywhere close to the way it was before. Firstly, because of the infrastructure. The internet has adapted to a place where at the tip of your fingers on your smartphone, you are capable of doing crazy things like taking and uploading photos to the internet to a very thirsty community of your body for money. And so not only is it that it's at the fingertips of the masses. So the scale of it is insane. So the scale of it insane is just one aspect of it. The secondary aspect of it has become a part of the culture. So whereas, like I said earlier, let's say you're a gal in high school. You see these FHM models, you're like, "Ooh, I wouldn't mind doing that." So you try to aspire. It was the culture was different. A lot of people turning their nose up at that. On TikTok, though, it's become not only ubiquitous, but as a culture in the last few decades, what we deem as being wildly inappropriate or salacious or something, you know, something that you could turn your nose up at, is now like celebrities have fan accounts, dude. Like you see like people like Cardi B have, you know, Doja Cat who connect, not that she would or does, but you know what I mean. There are, who's that like semi-famous woman who had one, who people got pissed because they thought they were going to get her nudes, but they just got her in like lingerie. God, I forget. But the point being that through the TikTok, Instagram, whatever algorithm, it's way, Bella Thorne, thank you, Two Oak. It's way more socially acceptable that, you know, a Disney star can do this thing. Whereas before, even if a former like sitcom starlet, you know, ended up in Playboy magazine, right? You're like, oh my gosh, she's in Playboy, ooh la la. But it was a novelty. People got over it. People said, oh, okay, you know, that's crazy, I won't do that. But on TikTok, there are people who are waiting for gals to turn 18 so they could pay to see their bodies. And it's just a thing that is done now. It's not, people don't hide from it. People don't cower in fear. It's not socially or morally reprehensible like it was in the 90s. It's just something that you do. So now when you're a gal in high school or college and you're like, you know what, I need some money. You know what, all these other girls are doing this. Why don't I do it too? Crazy. I think that's what's changed. It's all changed. So it's more readily available. It's everywhere. It's socially acceptable, and people are much more willing to do so. Let's see. I guess what I'm thinking about is the AOL chat rooms. Yeah, but people were getting paid there. It wasn't easy. It's not like, oh, hey, PayPal me, Venmo me, here's my Cash App. Way more difficult. When the bar is set higher to attain something, it automatically cuts away majority of people. Like, people are inherently lazy. And the more barriers you put up, the more difficult you make something to do, the less people will be able to do it, or the less people will be inclined to do it. Now, it's a freeway. Now, so not only is it encouraged, it's the easiest it's ever been in our history. And when you pair that with the lack of cultural ramifications for it, or the lack of shame of it, it's wide open, man. It's wide open for the youth to just be like, hey, I'm just taking my fucking top off. I'm gonna make some money. I agree that it's not shamed. It was shamed in the 70s. It's probably shamed in the 80s. It was not shamed. Yeah, in the 90s it stopped being in the FHM or Maxim. So that's where it started to break, and then all through the 2000s, and then in like the teens, it's when you got to a place where it switched from. It was somewhere around the leaks of all those celebrity women who got their nudes leaked to the internet. And it was people like Jennifer Lawrence did interviews where she's like, I took these photos, but fuck it. Yes, the fappening. Thank you. I couldn't think of the word. The fappening happened. And whereas an event like that happening had that happened decades prior, there would have been all this kind of scrutiny and shame, and oh my god, can you believe they did this? You know, that kind of like such risque stuff would have destroyed careers, like it did with look at the Pam Anderson tape. The Pam Anderson tape that was released without her knowledge. Yeah, it blew it up, but her career tanked immediately after. She did Barbed Wire, and then that's fucking it, dude. They basically threw her out of Hollywood. And she's never been back since. I mean, she left as well because it was so bad. But one of the reasons why she left is because she became a joke. She was ripped. She was either completely ostracized or ripped on, made fun of, the butt of jokes. But so, fast forward 20 years, the fappening happens, and there's lots of very similar images. Maybe some of them were nude stills, but some of them were people getting slammed. The girl that played Supergirl, Melissa Benoist, video and still images of her getting plowed. And you know what happened? Nothing. Jennifer Lawrence in an interview said, I'm not gonna be ashamed of this. Somebody stole my private property. Somebody stole my private correspondence with a partner of mine. That, these are photos that we took in the privacy of our own home. This isn't a me thing. I'm not gonna be shamed for this. Go fuck you. You shouldn't be looking at these things. This is my private, this is my, just the mentality around sex and nudity and all that. It switches culturally. There's the same thing as marijuana. Most people being like, oh, marijuana legal now? Sure. Why not? Why hasn't it always been this way? Versus 20 years ago where most people were like, oh, perhaps it's not that bad, but like 20 years prior, it's like, oh my god, this is the devil's work. this you should be locked up in jail. They should throw you underneath a fucking jail for possessing this stuff, or selling this stuff, or experiencing this stuff. Kim K made her fortune on it, sure. I saw what Pam had happen and realized how to do it. She saw what Pam had happen and realized how to do it to make money. It's pretty remarkable. So just the cultural switch is pretty crazy. I am wondering though, man. I am wondering if there will be any long-term ramifications to this. My brain isn't nearly big enough to comprehend what this will mean in the future. But like in terms of brass tacks, what this means for us as a society, I guess. Because listen, I'm not there. I'm not in the various high schools where they're like, oh man, did you see such and such? She says she wants to start an OnlyFans, blah, blah, blah. Or better yet, well, just look at it from the boys' perspective. Now dudes are like, oh, yeah, I'm following this, Insta thought. Check out her fan page. Look at this. Oh, you see this? Oh, I went to this site. And it's like, oh, or better yet, oh, we found such and such selling her shit over here, and she's like in your geometry class. Trauma creates addiction and mental health issues. Wild. Young people are shunning relationships. I mean, yeah, why wouldn't you? Because they get what they need from port and friends on the internet. It's an isolation of the individual. I mean, to be honest, that's kind of where we were headed. That's where we've been headed as a people. The pandemic only exacerbated where we were, like the road that we were on, the road that we are on, with the advent of things like Amazon, the death of the local store, the mom and pop shop, first taking a hit from places like Target and Walmart, and then now with the panty shutting everything down, only just crushing them further. With the loss of any with the loss of any communal spot to go to outside of church, whose numbers are declining, church or there's no place that you go to without having to pay to have any sense of community. With lives being lived primarily online more and more, and social media sites encouraging that as well, with things like Facebook's metaverse, which nobody's using, but you can see where they think things are going. There's no consequence for stealing from Amazon, but if you steal from your parents would take you down there and make you apologize. Yeah, there's something that happens to people physically when they connect with other human being in person. We don't know a whole lot about it yet, but it's real. Yeah, I think it's just, I cannot see this changing anytime soon. I think it's just going to keep getting worse and worse. But by the way, if you're here and you're hanging out and you're listening to me speak on this, then we're part of it. You and I and anybody else watching the VODs or following me on whatever social media platform I'm posting my content on. We're all kind of in the same boat together. We're not any different from anyone else on the internet. Looking for a community, looking for like-minded individuals. Why did I do this to myself? Apologies. I'm trying to figure this drawing out. Don't mind me. This is my fault for deciding to do a foreshortened piece for some reason. Why? Why would I do something foreshortened? I know. Let me make my life much harder than it needs to be. Why make an easy drawing? Just somebody's face somewhere. No, we're gonna make this hard. We're gonna put this lady's head right in front of the fucking camera. I'm gonna put this lady's head right in front of the goddamn camera. Oh, that's a fallen iPad. Don't mind me, I'm just sorting out this image. Is she standing up or laying down? That's the other thing I don't fucking know. Maybe I need to draw a background. Maybe I need to draw a perspective grid to help sort that all out. Maybe she's Maybe she's in the shower. Yeah, maybe that's what's happening. Yeah, like I said, ignore me. I am going to figure out the perspective for this one. And you know what? If we're going to be figuring out a perspective for this one, well then, let's only one thing to do now. That is make a perspective grid. Oh, perspective grid, old friend. Or maybe... Yeah. White perspective. Come on. Motherfucker. Okay. So where are we? Okay. Alright, maybe something about like that. Where's the next little bit of perspective? Where's the horizon line? If that's the Z axis. All right, first things first. We've got the Z axis. So now we'll do, or you know, hang on. If I'm the horizon line. Yeah, all right, so you're the horizon line. So you, horizon line will be, you're the Z axis. You're the horizon line. Man, I wish I could zoom out further. All right, where were we? Yeah, let's put the horizon line way out of sight. Okay, hang on. Yes, I like the Z-axis there. that's wrong. Move the... Oh, interesting. I see, I see. Yeah. Okay, okay. Welcome back, Gers. Don't mind me, I'm just sorting out a perspective grid. Okay. That's the z-axis. That is gonna be one of the horizons. Second horizon will be you here. There we go. I think we have a proper fish eye now. I wish I had that in art class school. This? Well, this thing, it's a handy tool to be sure, but it's just a tool. This is quicker to use than the old-fashioned way. But if you had the knowledge, the knowledge doesn't change. Having a solid grasp on perspective and creating perspective grids. Yeah, whether you know it now or knew it then, that changes none. But I will say, as far as tools go, I'd say it's a much better tool than just a ruler and a pencil. It does help to it is helpful to illustrate. Yeah, I mean, hey, look, old school drafting tools are not for me. I don't have the foggiest idea how to work them. So I would have been in the same boat. But I imagine if I was as inclined 30 years ago as I am now, I would have applied myself to learn those tools so I could do stuff like this. I just erased a lot and got frustrated before I even started drawing. Makes me crazy. The problem with this method is people start to think that there's such a thing called perfect in drawing. That's kind of bullshit. So, you start striving for an illusion. Something you think exists. But it's unattainable. And the other thing is, why the fuck would you want perfect in art? For me, the best parts of art are the imperfections, the happy little mistakes. Even for example, a perspective grid like this, or perspective grid like this that I'm drawing. I'm just tracing over the grid right now. It's boring. Like, this is no fun, man. When I was younger, I didn't really understand how to learn. I thought if I could be really good at something right away, then I was never going to be. So I learned. I thought if I couldn't be great at something right away, then I was never going to be. So I never learned the value of failure until much later. One lesson that I learned, as far as like failure and success, and in regards to applying yourself and hard work and determination, was skateboarding. You wouldn't think it you wouldn't think it unless you've done it, unless you're familiar with it. But learning to, first off, skateboard in general, learning how to ride is its own pain in the ass. But then learning how to do tricks and not fall, but actually land these tricks on the board after weeks and weeks of it takes, when you see a person, when you see a skateboarder pull off a stunt of some sort, maybe it's just a regular old ollie, maybe it's a kickflip, maybe it's a pop shove it, whatever it might be, in order for him or her to have done that, you're seeing a successful attempt at a thing that has taken weeks and weeks, hours and hours and hours and hours of practice to do, to learn. Hours of falling over and over and over, failing over and over and over until success. I had a board when I was a kid, but I just rode around in it. It's pretty remarkable. All right, we've got a grid. Let's get rid of this guide and it's only now that I understand failure is not the opposite of success. Failure is a key ingredient to success. It's a major component. And it's one of the best teachers, failure. So Gurs, what I'm doing now is I've taken that perfect perspective grid and I'm messing with it. I'm making it more human. So it'll be imperfect, it'll be a little wonky, but it should do the trick. Yeah, so yeah, this is what it looked like before. Very lifeless and robotic with all the straight lines. New perspective grid looks like this. warped and it's weird. It's bendy. Might not even make perfect sense. But when you add this to the original drawing that I did, you should be able to fit in this better. Or that's the, at the very least, that's the intent. Let's see how long. Let's see if we can actually make this work. One thing that's pretty awesome about the perspective grid is it really helps you visualize a three-dimensional space in 2 dimensions. Sometimes, as an illustrator, or just as a human being, actually, that's actually a part of an IQ test. IQ tests can be flawed, but part of some of the IQ tests, at least when they're testing for what your brain's able to accomplish, they make you assemble and disassemble things in your mind's eye in 3 dimensions. So it's like, here, take a look at this geometric shape on the page. And you're like, okay, now when disassembled in this order, how does this 3-dimensional shape look? They'll do one of those. It's kind of awesome. I mean, but the other thing is some people just don't have that. Some people aren't adept. It's not that they're stupid, but some people's brains have trouble, you know, they might have incredible, you know, reading comprehension scores.
What an idiot! Oh, what a loser!
Yeah, some people might have incredible reading comprehension scores, but when it comes to being able to visualize in your head in 3 dimensions, can have a pretty hard time with it. It's just, listen, not all brains are created equal. Not everyone, just like how your height can change. Yeah, just the same way your height, weight, and various elements of your genetics are different. You know, people process things differently. Hell, not everyone even hears a voice in their head. It's something that I learned as an adult. I just assumed that we were all experiencing the same reality through our internal monologue. But that actually couldn't be further from the truth. There are plenty of people out there who, you know, what they hear, they don't hear their own voice in their head. They don't have the same narration that you or I do. Hell, you might be listening to me right now thinking, what the fuck is he talking about? I don't have an inner monologue in my head. But I do.
What?
You know, I've got that little voice in my head that's, you know, talking. But, oh yeah, like I said, I was an adult when I discovered that this was a thing that not everybody has. It sounded crazy to me. It's like, wait, hang on, you don't have a voice that talks through scenarios to you? Like, you don't have a voice in your head? And it's funny when you talk to somebody who doesn't have the inner monologue, who doesn't have the voice in their head, they look at you like you're crazy. They say, wait, you just have a voice talking to your head? That's fucking crazy. That's crazy. You don't have a voice constantly criticizing you? Or just like, not even necessarily criticizing you, just like talking. You know, oh, and you know, and then we need to do this today, or Or have you done that today? Or, yo, you know what?
I did not know that.
After I'm done getting the groceries, I should really do this. It's like, oh man, I'm tired. Woof, what a day. Two Oak, do you not have a voice in your head? Too woke, too woke. Two Oak, who's your favorite E-girl? Who's the queen of the E-girls, Two Oak? If you hear voices other than your own, that means you're schizo. No. That would mean fucking... That would mean half the fucking populace would be schizophrenics. This is a very small bathroom. Very small bathroom indeed, KG. Maybe a little claustrophobic. Are you alluding to her shitting in the bathroom, Two Oak? Waffle stomping? Her duty? In the shower, Two Oak? How dare you? Filthy. The filth on this guy, KG. I'm sorry, Gurzy. Hello there, Gurzy. Hey, Gurzy, what's the temperature like where you're at? She's crawling through an air vent. I guess she could be crawling through an air vent. Oh, she's doing the Die Hard thing? I was looking at her for KG. Listen, Gers, sometimes I forget you're not KG, and KG isn't you. It's 50 and rainy. It's 82 degrees in this apartment right now. I think it's warm. Well, she's in Phoenix, man. We're not exactly Phoenix, but close enough to Phoenix. Alexa, what's the temperature in Phoenix, Arizona, right now?
Right now, in Phoenix, Arizona, it's 76 degrees Fahrenheit.
That's nice. Thank you.
Thanks. You just made me feel more unique than a unicorn.
Oh, it's 63. It's 63 in my apartment. Yeah, 80 in my apartment, bud. But I also have all these lights behind me are grow lights. You'd think I was running a grow, or you think I was running a fucking some kind of operation out of here. Is this person running a grow op? I am not running a grow op. I guess I gotta make this lady wet, dude. Fuck, man. How do I make her wet? Ask Gers. Gers knows how to make the ladies wet. Maybe she's crawling through a sewer. I do. You sure do, KG. So confused. As you should be. Two Oak. You watching any new shows? You watching any new anime, Two Oak? Two Oak, are you a weeb? Are you a weebster? Two Oak, can you believe that there are so many dudes who are basically admitting to jerking off to my artwork on TikTok?
What?
Wait, Two Oak, you weren't here for that conversation? Yeah, dude, I posted art on the old TikTok account, and lo and behold, a bunch of the young men on that platform, they seem to have greatly enjoyed the content that I provided, and were saying very salacious things in the comments there. Rummy, are you on the TikTok, Rummo? Everyone has abandoned me today, so it's just me here prattling off. I'm basically, you know what I'm doing right now? You guys are basically hearing my inner monologue. The way my brain speaks to me is what you motherfuckers are hearing right now. You're all alone? I'm talking about in voice chat, Curse. I'm talking about I'm all alone in voice chat. Clearly you are here and Two Oak is here. Keeping me company. Keeping me comfies. I look up at the black sky and realize we are alone. We are alone. Ara. Hey Rum, do you have, I'd imagine because you post such risque, titalicious, analicious images that you've probably got a big following on the old Twitter, right? Twitter loves a nasty image. Twitter says, bitch, you've got a nasty image, you better show me. Your girl was stopping by to say hi. I have roughly almost 400 followers. That's fucking good, I'd say. I've got a little bit more than that, but it's not like, they don't engage. It doesn't matter how many followers you have. You could have 100,000 followers, but you know how many accounts I see on Twitter that they have like 100, 200,000 subscribers, but they can't get more than 50 likes per per post? And you're like, are all those bots, or do all these people just not exist anymore, or do they just hate your content that they've muted you? They're following you, they muted you, they haven't seen your content in years, they don't care about it. Surprisingly, my non-sexual content gets way more interaction than my sexual stuff, unless it's a picture of myself. How do pictures of yourself do? They have bot followers, lots of fake followers on Twitter. Yeah, that's why when Daddy Musk shows up, he's gonna clean house, right, Two Oak? Daddy Musk is gonna be taking care of business.
Daddy.
I've known a couple of gals from the Twitter sphere. I know a couple gals who are on who used to stream on Twitch, and they would tell me that they thought it was kind of a bummer for them on social media, because what would happen was they would post their art, or they'd post their art or their music or their gameplay or whatever, and nothing got as much interaction as photos, like cute photos of themselves, and how kind of disheartening it was for them. And I guess I probably feel the same way. I think if I was working really, really, really hard on my craft, whatever that might be, whatever creative outlet that may be, and after all my hard work, you know, you post a selfie, and people are just like, "Yeah, this is way better than what you're making." Yeah, you know, which basically turns out, you know, which basically means, you know, your audience is there not because they're like your creativity necessarily, but you know, they basically want to fuck you. Like, yeah, give us what we want. It's like, oh, my hard work and my creative outlet. No, 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 no. We want them. We want those tits.
Fuck me, right?
To my surprise, the one TikTok video I made about being washed in my sleep has gotten over. Whoa. What is this content? Was somebody watching you in your sleep? Maintenance was doing inspections and I didn't see the notice, so I woke up to someone knocking on my bedroom door before running out of the apartment. They left the keys in my door, so I have no idea if it was maintenance or some random. Ay, yikes. Oof. Well, that's fucking terrifying. Did this happen recently? Is this a recent rum story? Rum story. It's story time with Rummy Tummy. Yeah, it happened last Friday. Fuck. Look at you. Wait, what made you decide to go to TikTok to share that rather than the other social media platforms? Hey Rum, what's going on? Rum, what's going on in this photo to you, or this drawing to you? What looks like is happening here? This image. She's giving those bedroom eyes, but where is she? Yeah, she's giving BJ eyes for sure. Perspective, she looks like she's climbing up a building. Yes, it does look like she's climbing up a building. Spider-Man is waking right now. That looks like she's in an attic. I know, I switched it up. What if I make it, hang on. All right, we're switching this up. Because I want this perspective, but there's a couple different ways this perspective is done. So let's get rid of all this here. She's crawling up the side of a building. It does look like that. And you know what that is? That's me drawing so much Spider-Man. That's become my default perspective making. So we're gonna get rid of that. Keep the ground. Let's change her hair. Liz. Guys, perspective is a bitch. Perspective is a real motherfucker. Crawling up the side of a building. Spider-Man style. Spider-Man doesn't have tits like this though, you guys. I have no idea. I just kind of did. Rum, do you have a big following on TikTok? Or were those just randoms? I should send you my more recent project. I've been in and out of doodling recently, but I'm working on some old sketches for Fansly. Yeah. Yeah, send them my way. I went from being at 19 follows to 300. Ooh-wee. It, you know, God knows, listen, it's tough to get from getting to 0 to
Fat ass white girls. I like fat ass white girls that take time.
getting to 0 to 100 is tough. Then like that first 1,000 is tough. Then from 1,000 to 10,000, I can't even imagine from 10,000 to 100,000. That's got to be woof. I mean, I'm on that like right now. I'm at 5,000 on YouTube. I want to try to get to 10,000. I mean, that's where I'm striving to be. I want to get on Instagram as well. I want to get to 10,000 on Instagram. Not easy, man. TikTok, same thing. TikTok, I'm at around, I think, 8,000 on TikTok, and I'm trying to get up there. What a pain in the ass. I gotta hop up for a bit, but I'll come back if you're still live. I am. I'm probably gonna take a 15 just to get a snack. It's 2.5 hours. I gotta pee. Here. Now it should look like she's just... I got rid of the buildings, so it shouldn't look like she's on a building anymore. Maybe I'll give her a little top. Not that kind of top. Piece of clothing, y'all. Get your mind out of the gutter. Oh, maybe I'll make it so that you can see her kind of like the top of her butt here. So it'll look like, nah, that doesn't look right. Maybe the butt would be down, further down. Down there. I don't know. You know what? Here, I'm gonna take a $5. Here's something to do when you're stuck. Take a $5. Take a $5. Take a breako. Take a pause. Get your mind right. And oh man, you know what? Actually, what do I have for you guys? What do I have for you guys? Oh fuck. You know what, man? Because fuck. Because I stopped because I stopped putting a webcam on my hands. I don't have that hand footage anymore. Hand footage. All right, here. I'll be back. Yo, what's up? I'm back, baby. What was I doing? I got a bunch of caffeine at Starbucks. Is that what you said? I'm back, baby. Hey, Ginge, I didn't know you were still in here, man. I didn't know you were still kicking around in here. You little animal, you. Been here lurking. Alrighty. Alright, now it doesn't look like she's climbing up a building anymore, now does it, KG? Beat the game, now running Overwatch. Ah, you're running Overwatch without me, bro. Bro. You running Overwatch without me, dog? Sorry. Oh my god, Gers, I did it again, dude. I called her dude, I didn't even catch myself that time. I didn't even catch myself that time. Invite extended. Dude, you guys wanna play Overwatch?
God, it's so awkward.
You know what the thing is, dude? I've been doing this. I'm not even embarrassed by it anymore. Because I've been doing this for legit, Gers, at this point, years. For years now, I've been calling you KG, and I've been calling KG Gers. In my mind, I don't know how, in my mind, somewhere along the way, you and Gers became best friends. And now you're like twins. Which, to be honest, I don't know what either of you look like. You don't sound the same at all. KG's got a baby voice. You and Gers. That's right, you and Gers. Hey, Beans! Yo, Matt, who are you getting on with, baby? You getting on with, Man with Two Faces and, Fabian and the rest? You getting on with, I'm just gonna make up names. Damon and, Mackenzie? You getting on with Sweet J-Rock and, the gang? Fabian and Julie? Mick Kenzie. Almost 4 years now. I'm sorry, man. I do that to a few other people. I'll screw up and I'll call like Rum Liz, or I'll call Nikki Liz, but it's usually usually like we're all hanging out. But god damn it, man. What'd I walk into? You walk into me calling my friends by other friends' names. Hey Matt, does it look like this lady's laying down on the floor to you? Or something else? Shoulders a little wide. I'm definitely gonna get a game. Burt Reynolds post. Yeah, that's who she is. She's Burt Reynolds. She's Magnum PI. You know, I've never watched that show. It was too young. I get the reference, but I don't know the show. From Bert and Ernie, dude. She looks like she's laying on the floor. Perfect, because before she looked like she was climbing up a building. Here, this is the one before. Before I drew her like Spider-Man. I don't know why I did that. No, I know why I did that. I did this in Well, I did this out of instinct. Whenever it comes to drawing a foreshortened perspective grid, my mind default goes to, oh, Spider-Man. It's like, no. You're doing foreshortening, but you're not doing Spider-Man. Spider-Man doesn't have tits like this. I thought she was crawling out of the attic like a sexy Ringu. Yeah, that's Spider-Man. That's spider tits, dude. That's spider D cup. There's a chick Spider-Man in the multiverse cartoon. Well, yeah, there's Spider-Woman, there's Spider-Gwen, there's Peter Parker's daughter in a different reality, Mayday Parker. But I don't think she's I don't think they turned her into a titalicious babe. This is Tits McGee Parker. Spider-Woman. Spider-Woman's kind of a... I guess Jessica Drew is the character's name, Spider-Woman. I guess she's kind of a babe. But you know what they did to her in the comic books? They made her pregnant. But like, perpetually pregnant. Whereas I think even in the Spider-Verse cartoon, she's going to be showing up pregnant. It's fucking... It was just a weird choice. Like, oh, I'm pregnant. I'm a pregnant superhero. Like, that seems like wildly irresponsible to me. That seems crazy fucking irresponsible. You know, superhuman abilities or not. It's like, why would you? That seems rather fucking reckless. I'm just saying, you know, like there's a reason why roller coaster rides are like, dude, if you're pregnant, don't even. Why are you at Six Flags right now? You're pregnant. What are you doing at Six Flags? You know? It's not like, oh man, I'm in my 3rd trimester. Time to go bungee jumping. I know what I wanted to do. I've always wanted to skydive. Now that I'm in my 2nd trimester, it's time to jump out of a plane. I don't know, man. Marvel's fucking weird, dude. The comic books have gotten real weird. You know, I used to read Marvel comics all the time. Up until like a few years ago. I was getting like, I had a pull list of like 20, 25 titles. But they just got so boring. They just got so uninteresting. I stopped caring about them. I stopped caring about the characters, about the stories. I should have been paying attention and gotten that book when it was, Batman's Dick. Yes, dude, I wanted one of those. They sold out, though. They sold out immediately. For those of you who don't know, they did a Batman Black label, and they finally showed Batman's cock. Again, comic books getting weird. Getting weird. They're like, yeah, so here's Batman's... From what I remember, Batman had a bit of a chode. You know, he was well endowed. You know, he looked like he was pushing up about 7-8 inches, but it was thick, dude. It wasn't like a thin 7-8. It was a healthy size. But it was respectable. It was a respectable 7-8 inches, but it wasn't gargantuan, right? They didn't give him, like such a huge cock where it's like distracting. Where you're like, oh my god, has this guy got a birth defect? They didn't go crazy with it, but you know, he's pretty well endowed, man. He's pretty ample, normal ample, not like porn star ample. You know, because porn star guys show up and they show up with 12-inch cocks that are like 4 inches in girth, and you're like, this guy's a freak of nature. This guy's causing body dysmorphia. He's setting unrealistic goals. Uh-oh. Who just dropped this? 2-0. Did you just drop this? You pig? You fucking pig? 2-0 did just drop this in the general chat. An Elon Musk article. Elon Musk. Here, let me show you guys the article. Yeah, they gave Batman a large but relatable cock. Elon Musk is now in charge of Twitter. CEO and CFO have left, sources say. Twitter CEO Parag Agrawal and finance chief Ned Segal have left the company's headquarters. Get the fuck out. Twitter CEO and finance chief have left the company's headquarters and will not be returning. The head of the Legal Policy, Trust and Safety Commission is also fired. Get out! Get the fuck out! Get out of here! Do we have a get out? No, we have a this.
Get him out of here, please.
That's fitting. Get him out of here, please. The Washington Post? I'm reading this on CNBC. Not that that's much better. What says CNBC has learned? I believe the legal person is a woman, unless I'm mistaken. Well, I guess they're talking this David Faber dude. Look at this dickhead. Booted the CFO? Not sure that would have been my day one move. I'm told. What happened to getting 3 sources to confirm? Journalism is dead. Journalism is business. Journalists, modern ones, not all of them, but the vast majority of the ones on social media platforms, they're in the business of clicks. So that's what we get. In the words of Arthur Fleck, we get what we fucking deserve. So if we're getting clickbait journalists because we're living in a clickbait world. Modern journalists reflect the modern society in which we dwell. Welcome to our cyberpunk dystopia. Enjoy being enslaved to your megacorp. I love the people on the right. They're like, fucking Tucker Carlson tells it like it is. It's like, no, he fucking doesn't, you stupid dickhead. It's like, yeah, they're doing the alternate side of the fucking mainstream thing, but he's still a corporate fucking stooge. He still says whatever the fuck they tell him to. Like a good little corpo, quote-unquote, journalist.
Bang, bang, you're the best.
He says whatever the fuck his boss tells him to say. If Tucker is quote-unquote ballsy, it's because they allow him to be ballsy. It's because it fits into whatever they're trying to sell to the consumer. We need you to be ballsy. You're ballsy. You shoot from the hip. You tell it like it is. Because this is what we tell you, you do. Super Free, thank you for the follow. He fits their agenda. It's all just a fucking crock of shit. But yes, I don't know. Yeah, but the thing is, to your point, we don't know if any of this is true. I was told the Washington Post is saying that this is what's happening. It's like, is it? Did he do that? When you literally defend yourself in court and say nobody intelligent would believe the shit you're saying, it's not journalism. We were just reading an article about how allegedly the reporting, quote unquote, is saying that Elon has fired the CFO and fired the CEO and fired the head of legal and safety policies at Twitter. They've allegedly all been shit canned. And I guess I'm going to be very curious to see where we go from here. According to gossip people. Yes, not the news. Right. Well, people masquerading as journalists. According to them, this is how it went down. But, who the hell knows? Yeah, it was lots of I'm told this, I'm told that, according to such and such. It's Twitter headlines. But no one said the New York Times could. No. Yeah. Nothing has been confirmed. Bro, your work is dope. Thanks, buddy. Thanks, Super Free. Hey, Super Free, may I ask how you found this stream? I went to the search bar and put Procreate. That's me. That's what I'm working on right now. Here, look. Oh, well, there goes the iPencil. But here's the Procreate app. Whoa, zany. But yeah, no, I'm on the iPad Pro. Mike, you're being civil to the new follower. What happened? Well, he came in and he was complimentary. I'm not above a little kind word. I recently switched over. I've started my digital art journey a few months ago. It's been a fun process. I like that you called it a process. I like that you're aware that it is a process and not just some magical tool to wield like Mjolnir that will grant you all kinds of abilities. I think sometimes people mistake digital art for something that it isn't. Musician here was very aware this is a learned skill. It takes work and practice. Good for you. And also being a person who's from a creative field that also requires lots of hard work and determination. That's good to hear. Also keeps your expectations realistic. I have a Discord if you're interested in joining. No pressure. And I'm on the various other social media platforms. I post on TikTok and Instagram and Twitter, and I think that's it. Hey, Bean, do you post on every platform? I try to as best I can, but you know how it is. I was born with a pencil in my hand. I haven't seen you on Insta in a long time. Did you move or get shadow banned? No, dude. I'm on the same old Instagram. There I go. There I am. Hey, Bean, what are you working on today, bud? Bean, tell me about your beans. Give me that bean update. Give me that sweet bean breakdown. Daddy Bezos gave me ads. I did join the Discord. Was actually looking at your Patreon. Curious what's in your brush pack. My brush pack is 3 brushes. I'm actually, you know what? I'm gonna do a Procreate export. This is them. This is actually literally, as you can see, this is the brush I'm using right now. I actually have it hot keyed in, so when I type Mike Pencil 2, it's literally the brush that I use when I'm drawing. It's just, I don't know, it looks I don't know, looks and feels like a pencil to me. But it's just the 3 brushes. For now. I've got a bunch of other ones that I'm working on that I haven't quite finished. You know what I am going to be uploading there? So I've got all of the high-res images for my Inktober work. So I did a drawing for every day of the month of October, just a brand new one. So they're all what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a weekly like summation. It's like first week, second week, third week, because the month is slowly coming to an end. I'm looking for a line art brush. I got the Jing Sketch. Jing Sketch is an excellent brush pack. I actually here, let me show you. Jing Sketch. Which one are my favorite Jing Sketch ones? They're all good. Solid pencil stuff. Jing. I'm actually working on a very similar brush to the Jing thin ink one, which is a really fine line. I'm working on my own iteration of that. But yeah, no, I do, I jump in between like an anime kind of cartoony style and just my own kind of freaky style. This one's a little bit more rendered than I normally go. Yeah, I loved all the brushes I've used so far. Yeah, you just gotta find your you gotta find your go-tos. I think my style is semi-realism. Still learning the terminology and stuff, but I got an iPad and a dream. Yeah, no, semi-realism, hyper-realism. Those are excellent places to be. I started doing realism. And then leaned into hyper-realism.
Hey, buddy.
Nicole G, dude.
What's up, dude?
I'm just about to hop off, man. I'm gonna get a game of Overwatch with Maddie.
No, you're fine. I have a whole group of them in my Discord with Liz, and I was like, I'm gonna go say hi to Mike real quick and then come back.
Okay.
I just wanted to say hi and send love. And
Thank you.
You read my text message, dickhead? Reply to it, because I already commissioned John Amore too.
Yeah. I know, I gotta do that. You're right.
Yeah, because the whole goal is to get you guys sleeved up, baby. But yeah, I wanted to come in and say hello and see how you're doing.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. But are you sleeping okay, or?
No, it's still a mess. But
Oh shit. I'm sorry.
But you know, what are you gonna do?
Melatonin. Hi, Kurt.
I'm not going to. Hey, Vitamins. What's up, buddy? Oh, Vitamins, you fucking animal. You. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Well, go
thanks,
play.
baby cakes.
Liz and I were talking about you, so we just wanted to. Well, I was like, I'll say hi. Yeah.
Well, tell Liz I said hello. Whatever you guys are up to.
We're having a few. It's smut night tonight, so having fun.
You having a good time?
Yeah, buddy, we are. It's
Good.
It's fun.
Good.
I almost went to
good.
Michigan today.
Hey, I feel like you're almost always going to Michigan.
I know.
What stopped you today?
I didn't want to feel over, like, just welcoming. I was like, hey, let me know. But the
Yeah.
day gotta, you know, so. But, you know, she'll be here in like 2 weeks anyway, so.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well,
Well.
I'll leave you to it, gang.
Good to see you. Have
good-
a wonderful game tonight when you guys play games.
Games. Yeah, that's the intent. I'm gonna go. We're gonna go. Yeah, guys, if you wanna come watch and hang out, I'm gonna go.
Oh, that's right.
Thanks,
What is
bud.
it? Yeah, you're welcome. Narrator too. Okay, we love you. We'll see you later.
Later, everybody.